Hi there everybody, it's Sanna here today with another video for Elizabeth Craft Designs, and today I'm creating Silk Microfine Glitter card, background card, a birthday card for a friend, and she loves glitter, so it's going to be a glitter card. And I am using soft finish cardstock in white, available at Elizabeth Craft Designs, a regular white plain card base. Then I'm starting with peony pink and saffron glitter, and I'm using also a coffee filter and the Elizabeth Craft Designs brush for wiping the glitter off. And then I have this clear double-sided adhesive sheets available. And what I also have is I've saved this cover sheet of this double-sided adhesive from a previous project, and this is one of the background dies. I will add the name to the video later so you see what it is called. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just using this part as a stencil, because you can save these and reuse these and use them as a stencil, apply inks through them or spray inks or paint or paste, and then just carefully take them off and you have the stencil pattern on the background. But you can also reuse these for applying glitter, and this is what I'm going to do today. So I'm just basically going to open this double-sided adhesive sheet just a little bit, hopefully enough, and then I'm going to place I've cut it in size already to match my card base, and I'm just placing this on top of the adhesive like this and putting this residue, this protective sheet on top of it, and now just cutting it along the edges. So I still have some adhesive left for another project and a little strip for, you know, adhering a background to the card or for whatever. You can use all these little bits and pieces. So what I have here now is piece of cardstock that has adhesive on it, and because I want to make this really a clean project, I'm cutting all the bits and pieces that are standing out over the edges, because obviously the loose glitter will gather here on these areas and we don't want that to happen. So I'm just using these are the tonic scissors that are great for stamp cutting and rubber and metal and whatever. And these are green because I bought them a few years back. I saw these at IKEA and I brought them, and they had been in the gardening department, but they are basically the same tonic scissors, or at least they feel almost like the same. But I like using these a lot, so if you have other scissors, that's fine too. For this purpose, normal scissors also work really nice. It's the fact that you can remove the residue adhesive from these scissors easily that I like so much. Okay, and what I'm doing next is I am removing this top part of this adhesive when I get it away at one point. And what I've got here is now the adhesive sheet on top of the soft finish cardstock. And what I'm doing now is I am going to put this stencil on top, and if I can get it straight, that would be nice. I think now we're closer. No, not yet. Let's try from the bottom. Maybe it's better this way. Much better. And then I take this other piece and attach them together like this, so that I'm not touching the adhesive with my fingers at all. And I'm going to cut this piece here away, and I can use it for something else later. So that's why I'm putting something on top of it, to keep it clean for whatever purpose later. And what I'm doing now is I'm starting with the gold, because I want the smaller areas to be golden and the bigger areas to be pink, because my friend loves pink, so it will be a really pink birthday card. And now I'm just pouring this glitter over the area here very thoroughly. And I can also go and wipe away a little bit at this point before I turn it, so that I don't get it all over my fingers. And then just do the opposite direction. So I'm applying a little bit glitter there, and then I just let it go down like that. And anything that's loose you can wipe off with the brush. Works really nice. Okay, so what we'll do next is we'll put this back into the jar. So you only need it just a little bit, and this little jar goes such a long way. And any glitter that you get into your fingers or on your table, you can use a Swiffer to remove it, because it's anti-static, or you can just wash your hands with water. That will do the trick. And what I'm doing next is I'm just wiping with my finger into one direction to attach the glitter onto the adhesive surface. And that through this movement, it becomes shiny, because previously it was really matte and dull in color. And look at that gorgeous shine that appears through this step. And I think we can now remove this piece here. I'm just cutting that off, putting it aside. I made a big mess here, but I will clean it in just a few seconds. And now what I can do is I remove this protective piece here, and then put it back into the coffee filter, and then I can apply the second layer. And now I'm using the pink color here. Like that. I don't even need that much glitter. And then you just wipe the residue off with the brush, like that. Now I call this a really glittery, shiny card. I think she's going to love it. I hope so. Okay, so we've got ourselves this gorgeous shiny layer that you cannot really see the second color through yet. And it's not that much of a color contrast. The better effect you get, the more contrast you use in color. Since mine is pink and gold, it's going to be very delicate. But depending on what you're looking for and going for, choose your colors wisely. And now just repeat the first step, where you wipe the areas with your finger so that the glitter sticks to the adhesive and starts to shine. So I now got myself a two-toned, I don't know if you can see it there. There. Now you can see, so it has two colors on it. Really, really so much shine to that card. It's amazing. And now we are ready to create the topping. So I think I'm going to use this die cut die summer drink, and I'm going to add something like that on top of the card and then the sentiment. But I'll just clean this mess before we move forward. So see you in a minute. You know what? I decided otherwise. I'm not going to use the drink cup that I showed you before. I'm going to use the parrot in the middle, and I've decided that I'm going to die cut a hole into this background and then add the parrot inside this open area here. And what I've done now is I've attached some double-sided adhesive tape onto the white cardstock piece, soft finish white cardstock, and I've die cut these parrot parts. The eyes are still in there so that I don't lose them, and these are the other parts of the parrot, and I am now going to ink them with distress inks. And let's see, let's pick all the parts that are going to be orange over here, and then the other parts I haven't decided on the color yet. I think I'm going to make a pink parrot because this is a pink birthday card. The eyes we can leave out because they are going to be white in the end. Then this is the body, and this is where's the belly. This is the belly, and then the head, the wings. Okay, so for some reason I've got only one wing. I hope I haven't lost any parts. No, sorry, that's the head. These are the wings and that's for the head. Okay, so I have distress inks in different pink tones. I've got picked raspberry, worn lipstick, and Victorian velvet. Then I've got some green for just in case, and orange, that's spiced marmalade, and this is twisted citron. And I think I'm going to make the body in several colors, and I'm going to make this part here with velvet, Victorian velvet. So I'm just going to ink it really lightly in pink. So that I get variations into the tones. So that would be the belly, and then let's make the tail in the same color. So I'm just dabbing the ink on top of that. And if I want to, I can add some darker tones towards the end of the tail. Okay, and then here around the edges, let's make it a little bit darker so that it looks more dimensional. Okay, and then let's move on to the next color. Let's take, what shall we take? This is a really bold color. Let's make that one with the headpiece with the picked raspberry, and the rest of the body parts with this worn lipstick tone, and these will be orange. This is going to be a really crazy looking parrot. So let's apply that there. so it's a little bit different tone. So I've got some shades of pink going on here. And I love inking this soft finish cardstock because you get this really soft look to the pieces. Look at that. That looks so nice when you ink it. And these are the wings. That turned out really pretty in color. You can also do it like this on the small pieces if you're not familiar with these ink blending tools. You can also dab on top of it because the piece is smaller than your ink blending tool, then it works also this way. So you can even color two at once like I'm doing here. So those are the body parts. And now let's wipe a little bit off from this and then get this really strong pink color here for this headpiece, because it's a bold lady parrot and we want the colors to be really fun and funky. So there we have all the color variations. And now I'm going to take the feet, and this is the nose, and these will be orange. And I'm just dabbing the ink on place here. Works really fine like this too, so you don't have to wipe anything. That's it. And then we have the eyes. So I didn't use this color at all. Then now we have all the body parts. So we have the tail and the belly and the basic body parts and the wings and the legs and the headpiece. The eyes are there, the nose and the feet. Okay, let me just wipe this color away from here, just really quickly, and then I'm putting this aside. Okay, so now for the fun part. Let's see how big this parrot is going to be. If it fits into my circle that I'm planning on using or not. So I'm just putting these here for sizing. And now let's see if this is, I think this is too small. Yeah, I need a bigger one, so I'm going to get a second size for this. So the bigger size works. These are the fitted ovals, the basic die cut dies by Else, and this works perfectly with the parrot. And I'm going to place it into the middle of this piece and die cut this area away. And then I figured that I'm going to ink some clouds onto the background maybe, because that's what I did on my previous birthday card, and I really liked the look of it, so I might do that again. So, but first I'll die cut this piece away from the background. So that looks really nice there. Now this is going to be the basic idea of the card, and I've got this oval piece left over, so I can use it for a second card to create. This would make a nice Easter card actually, because I could use this as an Easter egg and put the sentiment on top and create a fun background. I might use that for that purpose later, so I'll save that piece. And now I'm going to just put this here to see where it goes, and use probably a pencil to add a little bit outline here so that I know where my sky should go to. I can erase these with rubber later. And I'm good to create the sky background for this one. And I've used this cloud pattern to create a DIY stencil from paper, like I did on my card that I shared previously. And I think I'm going to need a yellow distress ink. I'm going to create a really soft, light background for this card. So I go over, start on the top like this. And then do the next layer here. Going a little bit over the area that I marked earlier to make sure I get the clouds, that they are visible on the background. Like that. And the next will be here. The next one should go over here somewhere. And tilting this stencil will create more variation to the clouds. So depending on what angle you're using it, the clouds will look different. And moving it around a little bit on the background will also create a look that is has a little bit more variation to it. Okay, so let's do the last ones over here. And that's it. That's our yellow cloudy sky background. And now I'm just going to erase the markings over here, here, here. So just to make sure they don't show on the finished card. And I've got my sky in there. Can you see that? Looks really nice. Then I've got all this glitter and shine going on. And now I'm going to use a tape to attach this piece onto the background, because I didn't put any adhesive onto this piece. I should have added it on both sides, but you can also do it like this. So let's put a second here, just to make sure it really stays where it's supposed to stay later and it doesn't come off. So that's it. And now just remove this top part. I call it a protective sheet or protection sheet or a cover sheet. I don't really know how to call it in English, what's the proper name for it, but I hope you understand. I hope you know what I mean. Okay, so now we've got this almost done. I'm not really that talented person when it comes to coloring, but when you use these little pieces and you use inks this way, in the way that I use them, you don't really have to know how to color anything, because you can still create beautiful cards and make them look like you're really good at coloring, while you are just adhering and adding pieces, inked pieces on top of each other. Nobody has to know. And now all I have to do is adhere these pieces onto the background here, onto the sky area here. And they already have the adhesive on the back, so I really don't have to worry about them sticking. It will be really easy to stick them on place. And I think I'll start with the wings. Just need to remove this adhesive here. And I'm going to align them a little bit using this as a guide. So one wing goes over there, and then just keep this here for a second. The second wing goes to the other side, and again aligning this centerpiece with the wings to get a proper look. So that's there, and then what I need are these feet pieces. You know what, I think this will work this way too, if I don't put it too... Okay, so that just lies there for a second, and I'm not going to adhere it on place, not just yet. And I'm taking the foot pieces and I'm building them together like this, and then I'm just putting them underneath this area here. And I need to leave a little bit space in between for the tail. Let's put that in there already. You can also use Elizabeth Craft Designs has these gorgeous pink tweezers that are perfect for this purpose, and I just forgot to use them. So it helps you put everything in place. And now for the second foot, again take off this brown sheet from the back. These are so tiny. And then adhere the legs together like that before putting them on place underneath the belly like that. So now we've got our basic body pieces on place, and I can also adhere the middle piece over there. And then we've got the second part of the belly. Let's put it here on top like that. And then we've got the head. Come on. And the head goes over here. And I'm not adhering it on place, not just yet, because I need to put this really pink piece underneath over here. I think that's good like that. Okay, so now I can adhere this on place. Nothing's coming underneath anymore. And then we need the nose. Let's put the nose in place. Somewhere around here, I think. That looks good, I think. Like that. So this is a pink parrot. And I don't mind if there are pink parrots for real or not. My parrot is pink, and that's good as it is. And then let's put the eyes on place. So one goes over here, somewhere here, next to the nose, and the second piece goes on the opposite side. It's a little bit higher. Let's put it here. And now all I have to do is put these eyepieces on place, and I'm hoping this works. So I'm just going to let that drop over there. It's not dropping. Okay, so let's use the tweezers. So put the eye in there, and I'm going to color these with a black pen later. Not quite just yet, in the end, when I'm done with everything else. Just going to use a black marker and color the eyes black. So that's the parrot, and I'm going to add the sentiment somewhere, I don't know, probably here, and cut this residue off here of the card. And I hope she will like her parrot birthday card with lots and lots of shine on it. Okay, so we've got the basic card almost done. And now I just need to add a nice sentiment onto the card. And this Build Your Own Sentiment stamp set has really nice sentiments for different purposes. I could stamp for a special girl, or congratulations, or I think there's even happy birthday somewhere. Birthday, happy birthday, yeah. I could put like happy birthday over here, and then I could even put have a magical day here. I could put it, stamp it twice actually. Or I could stamp you're awesome and happy birthday somewhere here. Haven't decided on that yet. It's a hard decision to make. Or have a magical day here and here, like it's going through this. I think I'm going to do that, and then just stamp happy birthday somewhere on the card. So let's take those aside, this little piece here too, and then have a magical day will just run through this lower part here. And I'm going to stamp with black ink. And I use this Hero Arts chalkboard black ink a lot. It's just something that I have bought a few years ago, and it's such a nice color because it's not that, it's a softer black, if you know what I mean, and it looks good on cards. And I'm just going to make it like this, so that this sentiment is go all across this several times, so it will create a fun effect to the card. Have a magical day, have a magical day, have a magical day, like that. So I've got my bottom sentiment done, and then I just need a little piece of white soft finish cardstock, and I think I'm going to cut it away from this piece here. I'm going to resize it when I'm done with the stamping. Just cutting it slightly bigger to make sure that my sentiment fits in there, and then cut it into size, whatever I think will be the right size for this purpose. So let's stamp happy on this one, and then do birthday a little bit apart, like that. And then I always need to take a look first that it's not upside down, because I can't tell from this tiny piece which way is up and which way is down. Okay, so I've got my sentiment in there, and I thought I could do it like this. I could cut it really small. I'm just playing around now. I'm just looking what might look good, and I'm thinking I'm going to ink this. So let's put that there. Or I could put one there. Happy. Oh, let's make a second one. I've got a great idea. Let's make like it's in the parrot saying like happy, happy birthday. That might be nice. like that. Let's take the second one away. That might look really fun. And cut it a little bit smaller. Happy, happy, and then birthday. So what do you think? Is this a good way to do it? I like it a lot. I hope she likes it too. So that's the way I want to do this card. So I think I'm good with that. And then I'm just going to, let's make these green to have some contrast in there. Where's my, so put that aside. These over here, just quickly color these in a little bit. To make it look a little bit more fresh, we'll add some green for contrast. I think that will look really nice. So this is the Twisted Citron color, so we eventually used that one too. Sorry for this table. I hope you still can see the card. And then adhere these on place. And we're done. Put this over here. This one over here. And I might add a few rhinestones here and there or liquid drops. We'll see. Now I'm just going to color the eyes with the black marker, and then basically this card is done. I hope you enjoyed watching this little glitter card tutorial and get inspired to create fun cards yourself. And see you next month with another card tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye!